Peace, love, and light, y'all. Welcome back to No Wooden Nickels, because they don't spin. My content's for educational purposes only. Can't stress en- can't stress enough for you guys to do your own research. Praise my content and the errors you run across, throw in the comments. None of us have been alive long enough to know all that transpired in the past, and none of us can live long enough to know all there is to learn. That being stated, man, I wanted to read something from a book that I'm currently reading. Um, it's called Evolution in This Lifetime, a Practical Guide. And it deals with Kundalini and the chakras. By Genevieve Lewis Paulson. Okay. Alright, so the chapter that I'm going to read to you guys is labeled The Development of the Four Brains. Okay? Um, I'm not going talk about it once I get into the reading of it. You guys understand the reason why I chose to read this to you guys. As we all know, knowledge of self is pivotal. Um, in my observation and analyzation, excuse me, people don't give knowledge of self the weight that it actually deserves. However, knowing that our oppressors aren't going to teach us about us or, you know, give us the knowledge that will empower us, uh, those that know must teach. So here it is. The transformation of the brains is one of the most noticeable changes caused by Kundalini cleansing. Genius, where extraordinary creative abilities and great moral and spiritual truths are available, is the ultimate state of the refined brain. In genius, the brains receive and utilize information from universal and cosmic levels. But the four brains are more resistant to Kundalini cleansing than any other area because of aberrations in one's thinking and approach to life, to which we are all prone. Some, with excessive Kundalini that has not yet become usable, are left to vegetate in mental institutions. Their problems are not understood. Your skull actually changes shape, becoming larger during development of the brains. It may change shape, excuse me, a number of times, bringing searing headaches. Massaging the skull at the seams of the bones promotes expansion. Excuse me. Radiating excess Kundalini out around the head brings relief. Locate particularly sore spots on your scalp with your fingers. Massage them to release the energy, letting your mind ramble, becoming aware of the thoughts or attitudes that prevented mind expansion. You may relieve some tension by telling yourself it is okay to have the big head. Dr. Paul McLean has done some wonderful work with this triune brain theory, with his triune brain theory. Very applicable to the seven body approach. The seven body approach. All right. Now I'm not gonna be doing a whole lot of breakdowns during this reading. I urge you guys to utilize Google. You got smartphones, you got a little computer in your hand. Any words you don't understand, please look them up and expand your vocabulary. Okay? All right. Now, okay, I'm going to show you the picture where it talked about massaging the areas of the skull. And that is right there. Okay? Now, there's another picture beneath it, but I'll wait till the book refers you to that section first. Okay. The reptilian or first brain. The first brain relates directly to the physical body and deals mainly with territorialism and survival. We all need to be comfortable with our territory or space, especially in Kundalini rising. When we become overly sensitive to others' energies and do not function as well in the world. If you have had a poor sense of survival, you will notice an undercurrent of constant checking in yourself about the safety of places and or situations. You will continually observe others either as threats or aids to survival. You will be overly concerned about fitting in. Pay attention, people. Again, these are things that they do not teach us. They hide. They don't necessarily hide the information in books, but it can be conveyed that way because a lot of us would rather be entertained than reading and learning, etc. The limbic system, paleomammalian brain. No, the limbic system, paleomammalian, or second brain. The second brain relates mainly to emotions and motivations and is connected with our emotional body. With an underdeveloped limbic system, a person does not have good motivational skills, is not a good self-starter, and will be excessively concerned about feelings. Just something to look into, people. If you find that these descriptions fit a part of your character, it might be worth looking into. The third brain, the neo-mammalian. Neo, Matrix, the one, O-N-E-N-E-O. If you know, you know. The third brain incorporates both the left and right hemispheres. It relates to the mental body, and is concerned with reason, logic, thinking, and creativity, acting much like a computer in that it works with information it has received through experiences and learning. The development of this brain is based partially on the healthy development of the first and second brains. With an underdeveloped third brain, a person has difficulty using reason and logic to comprehend complex situations. He or she may be limited to one point of view and subject to rigidity or prejudice. It has been said many times that we use approximately 10% of our mental capacities. This may be due to underdeveloped first and second brains, inadequate stimulation, and laziness, defined as always taking the easy way, not using full perceptive and creative abilities. The result is that people think they are not in touch with all of their mental capabilities, that something is holding back their brain power. When the first two brains are well developed, but the third is not, a person will be overly concerned with feelings and territory. There will therefore be little interaction with others. In such a state, a person may spend time with others, but not attentively. The attention is focused on the self. Of course, the same problems may occur when the first two brains are underdeveloped. Excessively mentally developed people may display a lack of good old common sense, as in, how can anyone so smart be so dumb? Each brain has its own awareness, interference, and agenda. each its own concept of how the world functions and its relationship and position relative to these functions. Each brain may act either independently of or cooperatively with the other brains. Kundalini cleansing and refinement not only develops these brains, but increases their interaction. Children will not function well in school without good reptilian development. They tend either to be more combative and belligerent or withdrawn. Children who lack a healthy sense of survival have low self-esteem. Their their poorly developed limbic system may cause poor study habits, or they may be overly concerned with relationships. Do they like me? Why don't they like me? What's wrong with me? Why don't nobody want to play with me? Yeah, you see why I read this? It's before I go on, I'm gonna just say this: we can't be overly preoccupied with the effect without investigating the cause. The fourth brain. We live in a time of great mind expansion, not only involving increased development of the three brains already mentioned, but the development of a fourth brain. The new brain is still in the etheric or energetic stage or energy stage. It has not yet manifested in the physical. Wi-Fi. We know that it exists, but we can't see it. Or we can't see it, but we know that it exists. Your consciousness, responsible for everything you see, hear, touch, taste, and smell. You can't see it, but it's responsible for everything you encounter via the senses. Stop being spooked out about the unseen, is all I'm saying. Each brain overlaps the previous one. See illustration, opposite page. Okay. Now this is the other diagram that I referenced a minute ago. You see the one at the bottom? You have the reptilian brain. That's the one at the bottom. Then you have the, what's that? I'm sorry. Paleomammalian, the limbic system. And that is pointed to, where's the focus at? Okay. Right there. And then, where's it point to though? Okay, it points to this part, overlapping the reptilian brain. And then you have the neo mammalian, the outer level. Okay. All right. Now, okay. The first development of the fourth brain is under the crown chakra, on the top of the head, over the top of the two hemispheres of the third brain, and above the top of the head. It relates to the intuitional, compassionate level of fourth body, and has a spiritual consciousness. Though it has not yet manifested in the physical, it is still usable. Where the main attribute of the third or mental brain is thinking, the main attribute of the fourth brain is awareing. A developed fourth brain will enable a person to receive new, previously unknown information. Tapping into the universal mind, the fourth brain will have limitless potential for receiving information via brain waves, frequencies, i.e., shit you can't get in books. All right. There are etheric forms of brains 5, 6, and 7, but their development is more distant. They relate to the corresponding bodies. And for those that this information is foreign to, Do some research, man. That's the best thing I can tell you. It's not my job or it's not my responsibility to, you know, do your research for you. I'm bringing things to your awareness because I know that the conquerors won't. They don't and have no plans to. It's our responsibility on the individual level to learn and know thyself. Okay, next page. The area of etheric fourth brain is the shaded part above the head, below the scalp, above the head, underneath of the crown chakra. The crown chakra is somewhere up here. Okay? Your aura is relevant to all of this. Your energetic field. All of this stuff. All right? For the reptilian brain, meditate on how you feel about your territory. How can you change it to make it more supportive? Meditate on survival. To what extent is it an issue for you? What threatens or enhances your sense of survival? The symbolism is get a stuffed toy or picture of your favorite reptile. Feel connected to it occasionally during meditations. Limbic system. Meditate on owning and enjoying your feelings. How many different feelings can you be aware of at one time? Let cuddly feelings envelop your entire body. Really enjoy them. The symbolism is color is highly related to and symbolic of emotions. To enhance and develop your emotions, make sure you have enough color in your life, in your surroundings, clothing, food, or artistic ventures. Okay. Neo-mammalian. Meditate on the left hemisphere, filling it with energy, then move the energy to the right hemisphere. Reverse the process and move energy from right to left hemisphere. Repeat this process several times. Feel the energy balance between the two sides and feel the corpus callosum bridge between the two hemispheres open for action. Give the entire area over to freedom and expansion. Take some time each day to look hard at something. What else can you be aware of or see? This develops perception. Each day try to use your creativity. Read magazines or books on subjects you have not studied and in which you have no particular interest. This increases blood flow and helps open up new tracks in the brain. It also aids in expanding your ability to think and perceive. Fourth brain. Be aware of the area just below your crown chakra and across the top of your head. Move energy into this area, feeling it expand and open up. Keeping your attention in the fourth brain area, ask questions and let answers form. Do not rush the process. Answers and pictures may take time to form. Meditate on using the information which comes to you through this awareness. Kundalini bath. Ask to feel and see the Kundalini energy as a golden light. Mental. Let it bathe inside your entire head, making sure each brain receives some attention. Vary the exercise by using a silvery light, which is spiritual. You may note heat in your head. You may note heat in your head. This helps in the transformation, but when excessive brings headaches. Okay, but when excessive brings headaches. For relief from headaches, equalize the energy throughout the head or send it out the crown chakra, mixing it with the divine energy above your head and letting the combination shower down around your body. Okay, that was just a chapter out of the book that I'm currently reading. I felt it pertinent to share that chapter with you guys because for those of us who are into spirituality and the chakras and all of the different systems of the body, and how to utilize them to maximize our experience in the body in human form. You know, keep in mind that we were all souls before incarnating into this body, this lifetime, for those of us who have incarnated many times. And, if you're not familiar with this information or this is too far out or way deep for you, no love lost, man. It's other videos on here you can check out. But the whole twist is it's more to us than what our conquerors and our oppressors have taught us and told us. They're never going to empower you or give you what you need to empower yourself. It's an individual responsibility and obligation. So with that being said, man, hopefully those that have watched and viewed this video were able to gain and or extract some beneficial information or knowledge that they can use and apply. It may even be something that I read in this chapter that is applicable to one of your children. And it may be an exercise that you can use or information that was dispensed that you can pinpoint and assist your child in certain areas with. So with that being stated, hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully it resonated with somebody. With that being stated, y'all be easy. Out.